House Resolution number 111, referring the executive regime to the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity and war crimes, demanding accountability, reparations, and immediate restoration of democracy. In the House of Representatives, introduced by Interim House Speaker Trista DeGenova. Whereas the executive branch has engaged in the mass removal and deportation of Venezuelan nationals under false pretenses of gang affiliation, despite credible reporting, including 60 Minutes, that approximately 80% had no criminal record, constituting collective punishment and a violation of due process, 8th Amendment, 4th Amendment. Whereas such actions amount to cruel and unusual punishment and extraordinary rendition prohibited under U.S. and international law, including the Convention Against Torture. Whereas senior officials, including Stephen Miller, were recorded soliciting a foreign authoritarian government to construct additional prisons for so-called homegrown Americans, while simultaneously attempting to remove statutory protections preventing the deportations of U.S. citizens, whereas the administration has willfully failed to comply with the Epstein Transparency Act, instead deploying thousands of FBI agents to redact the president's name from records, despite said name appearing over 5,000 times in just the most recent 1% limited documents released. Whereas substantial evidence, including sworn victim statements, investigative journalism, and recorded interviews, identifies the the occupier of the White House, as a central figure in the Jeffrey Epstein trafficking network, with Epstein acting as his fixer and manager. Whereas more than 1,000 victims have publicly demanded justice, accountability, and protection. Whereas the occupier of the White House has been adjudicated as an insurrectionist and a rapist, and civilly adjudicated rapist under U.S. law, and is therefore constitutionally and statutorily barred from holding office. Whereas under Florida law, convicted felons are prohibited from holding public office, rendering the residence occupancy unlawful. Whereas the administration, the regime, has weaponized the Department of Justice to retaliate against critics, prosecutors, journalists, judges, and political opponents, including but not limited to Letitia James, James Comey, and former President Barack Obama. Whereas members of Congress, including Senator Mark Kelly and Speaker Emerita Nancy Pelosi, have been threatened and harassed for performing their constitutional duties, whereas the residents accepted $300 million from a federal contractor, constituting election interference and deprivation of the American people's right to free and fair elections, whereas members of Congress who provided aid and comfort to the January 6th insurrection remain seated, unrecused, and unprosecuted in violation of the 14th Amendment. Resolved clauses. Resolved that the House of Representatives hereby refers the residents, the Cabinet, senior executive officials to the International Criminal Court for investigation and prosecution of crimes against humanity and war crimes. You're welcome, Markup. Resolved that Congress formally issues an official apology to the American people for its failure to act and for the preventable suffering and deaths resulting from that failure. Resolved that said apology be made tangible through monthly reparative payments of $2,000 to every adult resident of the United States, tax-free, effective immediately. Resolved that all attorneys serving in the federal government who fail to object, intervene, or resign in the face of these crimes be referred for disbarment. Resolved that individuals persecuted or rendered stateless by these policies be granted immediate U.S. citizenship, including their immediate families. Resolved that the 4,500 ICE agents identified in a DHS whistleblower report be referred to The Hague for prosecution under international law. Resolved that internationally monitored elections be held within 30 days of adoption of this resolution. Resolved that all members of Congress who aided or abetted the January 6th insurrection be recused from this vote, expelled, and referred for prosecution. I'm Trista, your interim presidente, House Speaker, and Sheriff here in Tucson, Arizona. I approve this massage. Have a blessed day. I'll give them hell. Call Congress 202-224-3121. Memorize the number. Call religiously every damn day till we get some justice. Remove the regime now.